Hello guys, what is up? I'm so happy to be here with you guys, talking to you guys. I'm so excited to catch you up on everything that's been going on with me. And yeah, let's get into it. So the last time you saw me, I dropped a video. Well, it's not an official video, but a little video of me in the studio recording a song. And yeah, since then I haven't really been active on social media. Before that though, I did drop a vlog of me going to the studio to record the song and just talk about my happiness plan and like taking a step back from tarot for a little while and just like, you know, like doing things that make me happy, exploring the things that make me happy opposed to work. And just being in that mind state. Like, so okay, this video is about my twin flame journey, just to be clear. This video is about my twin flame journey, but well, yeah, but before we get there, I do want to talk about like the surrounding factors. So what was I saying? Okay, so yeah, so boom. Self-care. I left my job. I wrote a post about this on Instagram, but in case you don't know, I left my job in 2024 in order to pursue entrepreneurship and music and tarot. And honestly, I feel like what I've learned during this time away, during Mercury retrograde, and it's so interesting because this Mercury retrograde, I saw a video for Libra where it was like, you're going to be a hot mess. Your routine, your daily routines are going to be all over the place, and your feelings. And if I'm being so honest, y'all, this Mercury retrograde, I got extremely clear. Like, I was able to get on a consistent routine for myself, like during the retrograde. Like, I was able to like reach things that I wasn't able to reach when Mercury wasn't in retrograde, if I'm being very honest. Like, anyway, so before I get there, what I did learn though was just the importance of self-care, the importance of prioritizing my happiness and my well-being, like over money, over survival mode. Now, do I regret like when I left my job? Because what I'm realizing now in retrospect is that I should have taken a couple of months to like get my own personal mind, body, and soul on one page. I should have like got my routine together. I should have been working out. I should have been doing the Pilates, the yoga. I should have been I'm always eating consciously, so that's not really a thing. I'm always eating consciously. I was a vegetarian back in 2014. So ever since that, like, even though I'm not a vegetarian anymore, I'm still, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm still very much like but the yoga, the meditation, the, again, like my routines with like taking my supplements, my vitamins, my black seed oils, all of those things. Like, I personally am such a person. Both my sun and moon are in air, so that just gives you some insight to like me. But yeah, like I've never been good with schedule, structure, period. To be honest, I'm literally a Libra. I'm the opposite of an Aries. Like, if they're structure, I am the chaos, but I'm not chaotic anyway. So I should have taken the time to do all of that. Like, in my last, see, now we're going to be talking about things, but in the years of 2020, between the 2 years of 2023 and 2024, I gained mad weight, and I was very self-conscious about it. Like, and when I left my job, that should have been the first thing that I did, was like, just again, like I said, get on my routines, work out, and just get all of this together so that when I did come on social media, I would feel 100% ready. And what I'm realizing, like, what I've come to realize is the saying, when you look good you feel good. Like, that's like profound as fuck, because I swear to God, until I started putting in the work to see the changes I wanted to see within my body, I could not be excited about getting on the camera. Now I can't wait to be on camera, bitch. Pull out your camera, I'm coming. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And it's like my confidence just was so like hit and attacked by the fact that and I feel like the real reason why it bothered me is because I know why I gained so much weight is because I was in a miserable ass relationship. It would be different if it was like I was in a happy relationship, or I was just being a fat bitch by myself, getting fat. You know what I mean? Completely fine. But I think just the knowing within, like you know what I mean? Like the awareness of how I allowed myself to be miserable and fat at the same time. I think that's really what fucks me up. Like, every time I see a roll, I'm like, all for what, bitch? Like, you to be miserable? Like, you get what I'm saying? So, boom. I should have done that before I got my ass on camera. I was tired of being fat. The real reason is I dropped that video for 222. Go watch my video. Go stream my 222, y'all. I dropped that video, and I don't even want to say it because I feel like everybody's gonna point it out now, but bro, I don't even give a fuck. The fucking my back fat. I didn't want to post the video because the roll. Okay? And so in me having to be like, girl, post the video because people really are like have rolls. In me having that moment with myself, I'm like, okay, so you have one or two options. You either lose the weight or you just get comfortable with having mad back fat in your videos, bitch. Okay, so I spoke about this before, but again, like one of the last messages on this page, one of the last tarot messages that I did, one of the last videos that I did, I got the message to take a break. And I thought I was talking to the collective, but I realized I was talking to myself. And in the video, I think you can kind of see, it just was hitting really hard for me. I feel like the tarot readings that I was doing personally were speaking to me. It didn't feel like I was speaking to the collective. It felt like I was giving myself advice that I wasn't taking. And when I got the message, I feel like it felt like, yeah, it's time. Not because it felt like it was time, because I just felt so deeply within inside of me that I was ready for a change. Like, as much as I do love doing tarot is not the only way that I want to connect to my collective. Obviously, I'm dropping music and I want to grow a fan base around my music, but I also want to connect from a personal space like this, like personal experience. Like, I could talk to you about what's in the cards all day, but nothing rings true like personal experience. Nothing changes perspective like hearing someone else's reality. Like, you get what I'm saying? And I am here now at this point where I've completed this twin flame journey that I've been watching YouTubers and seeing comments, these things that we've been talking about for, it's been years, almost a decade basically, that we've been talking about. I've been reading, talking, hearing about these twin flames, and I came to the realization during this Mercury retrograde, like I really needed time to heal my emotions, my feelings, because 2025 was so pivotal for me. Like everything ended in 2025. Like again, I completed like my twin flame journey. Like I closed all my karmic doors with the boys, and like all of that, like all of that is over. And while I'm very happy to be moving into these new spaces with myself and like these new relationships and new connections, I also had to grieve the parts of me that I was with these people. I loved these people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking of three people specifically. I feel like we're a part of like the holy trinity of my twin flame journey. I feel like I have one twin flame, of course, and I'm going to get into that. But I feel like the twin flame just kind of sets off the journey, and then there are other lovers who kind of, and I'm gonna explain to you my experience, right, so that we can see what I mean. But I feel like there are other lovers who kind of like follow until you get the message. Some of us get the message one time from my twin flame, but the thing with me and my twin flame is, and that's the thing, like some people are in committed relationships married to their twin flames, and some are in situationships with their twin flames. And so my twin flame situation just so happened to be more of a situationship. We weren't in a full-blown relationship. So while I did get my lesson from him, I had learning to do outside of him. And that's what I'm saying, like all of us, one person can't teach you everything, basically. So with that being said, yeah, I have three specific connections that I want to talk about, that all closed at like in the end of 2025, putting me in a space to really, again, grieve the parts of me that I was with these people. I feel like I had to process a lot of information about my life, myself, my past, my future, destiny, fate, because again, it can be, I don't know how to say, I personally feel like you can kind of get so lost in the words. I do this shit all day. I'm talking about fate, destiny, karma, karmic, divine, this, da 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 da, and it's like reality has to set in at some point, you know what I mean? Like, and you have to really feel it. Like, while I can acknowledge, yeah, these are karmic connections and I'm closing them out, it's kind of like, yeah, but what about you? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so you've disconnected from that person, but what about that person were you attached to? What about you? What in you was attached to what that person had to offer, or what you felt? What was it? You know what I'm saying? If these are not fully divine connections, if these are like technically codependent devil energy connections, where, like, your accountability, babe, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is your downfall? Where do you fall short when it comes to the boundary that would prevent you from being karmic? So again, like I said, I had to process that. I had to acknowledge that. I had to step away from the terminology, the language, and the ego, the attitude. And honestly, I didn't have ego and attitude on 1,000 when it came to these situations. I think more armor, like just not necessarily wanting to feel it, because I know the reality of it. Like, what's the point in sitting here and, like, you know, like getting deep into the emotions of like grief and shit when I know it was no good for me anyway, which is valid. But again, it's not even about the grief of the connection of the person, and it is, but it's more about the grief of like me, like the realizing the things in myself that I have to set aside. Like, you get, if I don't want to attract this kind of shit anymore, if I don't want to be in this kind of shit anymore. So that's kind of where I've been and what I've been doing in the last couple of weeks. It's really just been a month since I've been gone. Maybe a month and a half, 2 months maybe. But and I've been working now. Okay, your girl's looking good over here. I'm not, you see, we don't have that roll. It's still some back fat, right? You see, but we don't have, like, we don't have that roll, bro. Like, there's definitely some chunk, but there was a roll. Anyway, I've been working out. I've been genuinely sitting with myself, understanding myself. I've been praying. I've been talking to God. I've been staying faithful and committed to my journey in these last couple of weeks. And I hate that it looks like I'm this like inconsistent flighty person, but I am. And it's not because anything other than, like, more than anything, I'm a vessel first. Like, if I'm being very honest with you, like, I move when God says to move. And that's what I've learned from being karmic for so long, right? Like, I don't know what's best most of the time. Now I'm getting to a point, but that's because I've allowed myself to slow down and let God show me what's best. And I've been learning and I've been growing, and it's been tumultuous for me, you know? Like, if you've met me anywhere between 2021 and now, I haven't even been like myself. I've been morphing, growing, changing, healing, bleeding out loud. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't even been myself. I haven't even been like fully me, actualized. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I took a break. Honestly, I could break forever. But in being healthy, in waking up and getting to my routines and, you know, sticking to my word, it put me in a different space energetically. It put me in a space to want to talk, to want to express, because I've realized what I've learned. I've realized, you get what I'm saying? Like, I realized, like, the significance in the journey, in the lessons, in the loss, in the grief, in all of it. And so for a long time, I didn't know how I wanted to merge, blend, bring these worlds together of, like, because when I started doing music in 2016. I wasn't this person. I wasn't this evolved. I mean, I was always tapped in. I was always like intuitive, but I wasn't living like that, like this. Like, you get, again, like, I don't want to call myself karmic. I was a child. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know any better. But now that I'm like this person that I've grown to be, how do I merge hip hop, rap, and the person that I used to be, the person that I love? Like, I love the old me. There's things about her that definitely needed to change and grow, and we've done that. We've worked on that, and anything else, we're still working on it, you know what I mean? But I love the girl that was carefree. I love the girl that did not think before she spoke. That shit was gold. I used to just say anything, you know what I mean? Like, but now I'm like hyper aware. Like, girl, I can see the outcome before I even say it. Just be like, girl, whoop, don't even say that. But yeah, like, I've had to go into myself to kind of figure out how I want to kind of re-emerge as a better version of myself. What I want that better version of myself to look like, right? Like, and that's what I'm saying, like, out loud. Like, I've spent so much time, like, keeping to myself and not expressing myself the way that I'm like used to. And so now I don't think there's a way to bottle up myself as a package. I think the only thing I can do is just be like authentic, raw, and honest, because that's who I am and that is the person that I used to be. It was never a show. It was always 100% authentic. And I don't want to put on a show. I don't want to create a brand. I want y'all to like know me for real, like, and really get a grasp of where I'm coming from, if I'm being honest. So we're here. I actually recorded this video yesterday and it wasn't even this good. So I'm happy that it got deleted in Mercury retrograde shadow fashion. So I guess, shall we start on the twin flames? So twin flame journey done. I'm no longer connected to anything twin flame or karmic. I said that I met my twin flame in 2017, so that's when my journey started. Let's just call twin flame Burna Boy. So Burna Boy and I played an egotistical twin flame karmic energy ass game from 2017 to 2019. Again, it was a situationship. Second link, he told me we were gonna get married. I believed him because that's what I felt. That's how I know, you know what I'm like, that, and that's what I'm saying. I've always been tapped in because I've always been intuitive. I've always felt things with no explanation of how I just know that that's the right thing to do. Or I wouldn't even say know that that's the right thing to do. I think making certain decisions without any like being led by like God in a sense, you know what I mean? Like always kind of being like led by God, like doing things that I'm not gonna say supernatural, like, because that's not what I'm saying at all, but in moments I'm making decisions that, and not all the time, I don't mean this all the time, but that serve my higher self, right? Like I'm making these decisions that serve my higher self, even if the decision takes me down a karmic journey, twin flame journey. I've always known where I'm supposed to be, I feel. So with that being said, I was supposed to be in that Uber. I got in that Uber. Who's there? Another passenger. This is when Uber was Uber pool, y'all. And hold on. Ow. So I'm in my Uber. I call my Uber pool. And this is the other passenger. We ended up talking. We're sitting next to each other in the back seat. For some reason, my homegirl gets in the front. She leaves me in the back with this boy. And we're talking and we exchange information because for some reason, to be honest, I lied. I don't know. I actually wasn't even thinking about him. I wasn't thinking about him at all. Homegirl was like, that's your African prince. You better text him. He told us he owned oil or something. Listen. Lo and behold, he texted me and he ended up inviting me and homegirl to a party. So we go to the party, we have fun. I ended up getting in a cipher and rapping at the party. It was all just great. Then we left. And then I saw him again, like I feel like the next day, to be honest. And then that's when we were getting married. And I was like, yes, my man, like, of course. So, boom, that's like the love bombing. And of course, like 10 years ago, I was dumb. I was young. So I didn't need proof that we were gonna get married. Like, all you had to do was say it. And I just believed you. Anyway, something about the way it felt when we connected made me feel like this was a thing. And so my feelings for him grew. And they ended up growing and growing and growing. And he just kept playing and playing and playing and playing with me. We never got married. He went to prison in 2018 for about, wait, was it 2018? No, he went to prison in 2019 for about 8 to 10 months for playing with me. Of course, no, I'm kidding. It didn't have anything to do with me, but I do feel like that was his car. Okay? And then when he came out, he came straight to my house. He came to my house. He was like in love with me out of nowhere. And then that was in like December or November. Then literally 2020 came and quarantine shut down. We were shut down together. We quarantined together. We were like, let's do it. So then like he got on my nerves like a motherfucker, but I feel like my feelings grew even deeper. I feel like quarantining together really stripped all of that ego, like us, because we never got to be vulnerable and just like in love and shit, like, because it was always like, why are you playing with me? Like, it's like it was toxic, like, you know, just fucking spicy sex arguments, sex arguments, sex arguments, food, like, you know what I mean? So boom, now we're like together, like we're washing dishes, we're eating, we're cooking, we're like loving each other in a different way, we're nurturing each other in a different way. And so obviously now I'm like, yeah, we're getting married, like, of course. So 2021 comes around, I'm experiencing like 2 deaths in my family. My baby girl Brooklyn, my dog, and then my baby cousin Jojo. So I'm going through it. He does something that during this time of me going through this, he does something that's completely like unforgivable. And it was such a tough time on me. Like, that time for me was so tough. I literally like was grieving him too at that point. Like, he left me. Like, okay, so 2020 we stayed together until about like summer, like June, July. And then after that, shit just got really like weird and inconsistent with him. And so that did hurt me, because I'm like, well, why did you like leave like that? Like, what are you doing? So 2021, he like basically stopped, like I stopped checking for him. He stopped checking for me, for real. And then he did do something in 2021 that like cemented like, okay, this is like, we're done forever, like, for real. And ever since then, I like didn't love him anymore, for real. Like, I'm like, yeah, when you show me who you are, I have to believe you. Like, this is like the coldest, lowest shit. You are disgusting. You know what I mean? So boom. Now 2022 comes around. We're still not fucking with each other. But I do believe in 2022. I don't remember if it's in 2022 or 2023, but he tells me he's getting married. I don't remember. And I'm like, you were literally just doing my dishes. This is such a scam, like a Nigerian scam. But of course, even though we were like separated, that shit like broke me. Like, so boom, I'm like not even talking about when 2021, I like, excuse me, in 2021, I completely like died, like ego death, everything. Like, I started to see myself in a whole new light. I started to see everyone around me in a whole new light. I started to see everything differently. And I stopped posting. I stopped going on Instagram. I was like quiet as it's kept. I was like one of the first, if not the first person to do tarot on Instagram. And that's not even like a lie. That's like dead ass the truth. And I stopped. Like, I stopped. And when I came back, it was everybody was a tarot reader on Instagram. But yeah, like, I completely went away. I stopped doing music. I stopped doing tarot. I just like fizzled. into the background because I personally needed to get my shit together. Like, I just didn't feel good about myself. I got left. My heart was broken. I was dealing with death in my family, and just like everything changed for me in 2021. So that is when this transformation happened, when I started to become this person, this growing into this. So yeah, either 2022 or 2023, he tells me he's getting married. But specifically in 2024 is when he reaches out while married and he's like, yeah, I want to apologize. I made mistakes. And then he proceeds to tell me about his marriage and how it is somewhat of a Nigerian scam and all of these things. And of course he wants me to be his side chick. And I'm like, are you fucking, like, there's no way you could feel like you made mistakes, but you are still, like, asking me dumb shit. Like, you know what I mean? So that was like I personally needed that. Like, I energetically invested so much into this person as a young dumb girl, that again, like, he really broke my world. He broke my heart. I don't think I could ever be that heartbroken again, because it, like, he literally, like, you know, so I didn't need it to heal and to move on, because I was doing that anyway. But I needed it. And I didn't realize until I got it, because I felt so much lighter. I did. For a long time, I thought something was wrong with me. I internalized it. Like, how could you just, like, leave me like that? Like, after everything that we've been through, you know what I mean? Like, before you even go into prison, before, like, we was rocking, bro, like, for forever. Like, that shit fucked with me. So I needed to hear that it wasn't love. Like, you know, I needed to hear that, like, there was something in him that knew that there was value in what we had. And once I kind of got that, like, closure, I didn't really need anything else from him. Like, I didn't want to be his side chick. I didn't want to keep the lines of communication open with him. Like, I was just like, yeah, this is, like, the reality. Like, you chose what you chose. You regret it, as you should. And that doesn't have anything to do with me. And I was in a relationship at the time, so I definitely wasn't, like, invested or trying to, like, go back into something like that. Like, it's crazy. So let's fast forward to 2025, because I closed the door with him in 2024. Then in 2025, my dumbass opens it. I had a moment. I had a very weak moment. So this is gonna be my karmic soulmate. Not my twin flame, but a very karmic soulmate. I feel like I gotta, like, okay, so my karmic soulmate, let's call him Brooklyn. Brooklyn and I met in 2018. Brooklyn and I met because he was the bud man. Brooklyn, okay, are you clear on Twinflame? Me and Twinflame, because I feel like I don't want y'all to get confused. Me and Twinflame closed the door 2024. The reason I can now, boom, close the door with Twinflame 2024. 2025 comes and I break up with the person that I was in a relationship. This is not my karmic soulmate. This is just a karmic period. Okay. I get out of that relationship in 2024. In 2025, my karmic soulmate, so I want to say my South Node soulmate, because I know that this is a past life soulmate. He's a past life soulmate. That's what he is. So my South Node soulmate comes back into my life after us not speaking between the years of about 2022 and 2025. So I personally didn't want anything to do with him. Okay, I don't know how to explain it. Not romantically. I think, so boom, karmic soulmate. He was my bud man in 2018. Him and I never really got to get anything off of the ground. We literally would, he was my bud man. I would get in the car, we would crack jokes, sing songs, and then see each other the next time. But it was a vibe. Like, we could feel it. We both could feel it. We knew we could feel it. Like, we're so head over heels. Like, I don't want to say head over heels, but you could feel it. Like, I want to know more about you. I want to, like, come into your world more. I do feel like we both were kind of, like, scared of each other a little bit. But we just did that from 2018 to 2019. We just laughed in the car and sang songs. And in 2019, I ended up getting... Wait... No, that was 2018. Okay, sorry, y'all. In 2018, I ended up getting surgery. Got a breast reduction. And Brooklyn was that nigga, okay? Because Brooklyn had apes for $25. And this was in 2018, not now. Like, now you can get apes for $25 anywhere. He was like one of the first people to have apes for $25 anywhere. And he used to deliver. So Brooklyn would bring you this eighth for $25 wherever he was at. So he was so like valuable like to the system. And so when I met Brooklyn, that's the thing. Like, in my 20s, I was always outside. I was performing, I was hosting, I was at an event, at a party. I was just always somewhere doing something. So I needed that on hand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if me and my friends were at the bar, I could call Brooklyn from anywhere and be like, hey, can you come? Give him the address, and then he pulls up, and then we have what we need. You understand? This is what I'm saying to you. So, boom. The first time me and Brooklyn met wasn't the first time I got from him. We had like, he had given to someone else to give to me, so I never really got to know him. But once we seen each other, it was like, that's it. So 2018, I get surgery, and I call him. I'm like, I need it. And he did have a reputation for taking a long time. And at this specific time, again, I had surgery. I was cranky. I was like, absolutely not. So I text him and like kind of like cursed him out. Don't fucking play with me. Bring me my weed right now. I just had surgery. I don't feel good. I'm not fucking playing with you. Brooklyn is like 6'3", 300 and something pounds. I get outside and I'm like scared now. Like, I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Like, what's wrong with you? So I get outside and I'm like bandaged up and shit. Like, Brooklyn has the biggest smile on his face. He's like, what's up, Tupac? Like, I'm like, oh, you like that? You like that? I had no clue. If I would have known you needed me to just like buck up real quick, like I would have been did that, because I've been trying to make you my boyfriend, Brooklyn. Like, stop playing with me. So like from there is kind of like where we like broke the ice. It was like, okay, now it's getting cute, it's getting flirty. You like that, you like that, you like that. I like you. Okay, so boom, that's like May. Okay, so you know we keep flirting, blah 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 blah, blah. By like September, Brooklyn goes missing. I'm like, where's Brooklyn? I'm texting Brooklyn. Brooklyn don't answer. Brooklyn is locked up. So Brooklyn comes out like November, December. December 2018 is when me and Brooklyn finally went on our first little drive. And so, boom, I'm in love. Brooklyn stops fucking with me. It's 2019. Brooklyn stops fucking with me. Brooklyn don't fuck with me for real until May 2019. Brooklyn is escaping the authorities and shit. Like, comes to me as if I'm some kind of savior. You know what I mean? Like, as if I'm some kind of savior. As I'm supposed to like save a hoe. So boom, Brooklyn finally gets caught. Brooklyn ends up in prison. This is 2019 summer was like the best summer of my life. I went on tour, then I came off tour and went on family vacation. I just had the best summer ever. I had so much fun. Like, I get a phone call while I'm in the car on family vacation, like driving. It's Brooklyn, like, yeah, they got me, I'm here. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like June, July. Yeah, June, July. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. So then, okay, I'm still down to like rock with Brooklyn though, you feel me? Like, I'm fucking with Brooklyn. Like, I fuck with Brooklyn. So he writing me from jail and shit. I'm writing back. Then I get a letter and he's telling me that the reason why he basically stopped fucking with me all year is because a girl told him that she was pregnant. He buys her a house, moves her in, and doesn't realize for 6-7 months type shit that her stomach was never growing, the bitch was never pregnant. So that got silly. I'm like, you're silly as fuck. Like, you letting bitches lie to you about being pregnant, and then like anybody could just tell you that they pregnant, so you just fucking people like raw. Like, yeah, I just was like, Brooklyn, and then you in jail. So like, it's too many silly like decisions now. Like, and I'm getting older. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is not, yeah. So I basically just was like, Brooklyn, I ain't fucking with you, because that ain't right. Like, how you buying somebody else a house and then I'm in love? Anyway, so I stopped fucking with Brooklyn. Even when he came home, we like linked one time, and then that was it. Like, I really wasn't trying to fuck with him, because I'm like, I don't like this life that you're living. Like, I love the life that you, but me having to deal with it, like, personally, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. So that's when me and Brooklyn stopped dealing with each other. However, $2025 comes. I'm walking into the supermarket with my mom. I don't know what inside of me, again, this is another one of those like God-led moments, provokes me to just log into my old Instagram page. I literally did it like clockwork. I literally am walking, and the reason why it's so convenient that like I have to tell you like the setting is because I see it vividly, as like I had no intentions on hearing from anybody. Like, I literally just was walking into the supermarket on my phone scrolling. My mom's talking to me. I'm like, yeah, scrolling. Go into the other account. I go straight to my messages, straight to the what is it? The not unseen, hidden messages. Boom. It's Brooklyn, 2025. This was during Ramadan too. I remember it so vividly because again, I was in such a like a spiritual like mindset. I was alone, very isolated, very just like doing my own things. All I was thinking about was doing tarot, how I'm gonna do tarot, how I'm making my comeback, how I'm gonna get to music. Like this is all I was thinking about. And so he comes, so he sends me his number, like, can you text me please? And I'm like, I personally didn't have any bad feelings. Like nothing in me was like, fuck him, don't talk to him. But for some reason, it was like when I did see him and we did hang out the one time, he didn't do anything. He was a gentleman. He was sweet. He was kind. He was nurturing. He was loving. Seeing him made me so like, I don't trust this person. And so I didn't really want to fuck with him. And he just was on my line, like calling me, like trying to get me to fuck with him, and I just didn't want to. And it was weird because it was like I still felt called to though. Does that make sense? Like I don't know how to explain that. I felt called to, but I didn't want to, if I'm being very honest. So I made a password with God. I did. I was like, if you want me to fuck with this nigga, you know, like, I'm praying, I'm talking to you, like, I need you to clarify, because I was chilling, like, you know, like, I feel like he's just gonna ruin everything that I've, like, been working on for myself. You get what I'm saying? Like, I really genuinely wasn't sold on, like, him. So I'm, like, talking to God, I'm praying, I'm like, all right, God, like, you know, I do feel called, and I'm gonna listen to myself, but I don't like what I'm feeling called to do, so I need you to clarify. And so I made the password, and lo and behold, we're chilling. He puts on a video, because our thing is music. Like, we love music. Like, we can't wait to share songs and sing together and talk about it. So he puts on this video, and y'all, lo and behold, the end of the video, the password shows up on the screen. So I'm sitting there with my mouth open, and I'm like rolling my eyes, because I'm like, no. I stopped talking to him again after that. I was like, I don't care. Like, password, whoop-de-doo, my ass. Like, I don't care. I'm he made me uneasy, if I'm being honest with you. So I stopped talking. Somehow we start speaking again. We're in the car. We're driving. This is literally the time that we link. He says something. We're talking. He literally turns, looks me in the eyes, and says, blah, 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 password. So now I'm like, because I don't like this nigga. You feel me? Like, and I'm like, now I'm feeling like God is playing tricks on me. I'm like, this can't be God. This is the devil. Like, you know, like, and I'm being so honest with y'all. I'm being transparent, but like, I'm like, this is the devil. Like, this can't be God. There's no way God would want me. Long story short, I fought it for a good like 2 months, 3 months. I wasn't like giving in. I was like fighting it. And like, then I eventually gave in when he's inconsistent, but he's a little inconsistent, but he also has a consistency about him that I hadn't seen in any man. And not for nothing, like, okay, so I also want to be very like clear too, like, when we linked the first time, what we felt was something spiritual and we couldn't explain it. But this time, it's like, I'm not going to say spiritually we were on the same page, because that's not it at all. But I feel like both of us had a different level of awareness. And our conversation was very spiritual. And he was very much in a place of like trying for me. And I never experienced that in my life. A man like on an emotional and spiritual level, like, of course, men have always bought me shit. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I've never really gotten a bad gift from a man. Never. Like, they do great at giving gifts. They do great at spending money. They do great at that. I've gotten the best gifts from the boys, for real. But I've never had a man really, like, look at himself. Like, if I say something, like, he's like, oh, you know what? I've never had someone listen to me and, like, take into account, I don't want to cry. Aw. Just take into account what I'm saying without being offended. And I'm not going to say that he didn't have those moments, but I feel like that's what was so beautiful for me, was to watch him grow out of it. Like, there in the beginning, it was really hard communicating. Like, he would defend himself, and it's like, bro, I'm not fighting you. And to watch him learn how to allow me to express myself without without being defensive, without immediately getting offended and seeing me as an enemy, like, that was a big deal for me, because as y'all know, like, I'm like a true seer, bro. Like, I can't help it. Like, I can't change that. Like, I'm gonna say shit how it is, and men don't like that. Men do not like that. So a lot of my issues in the past is like being gaslit and being like made it to feel as if like what I'm feeling is not valid, when we both know like I'm on fucking point. I'm right on point. Like, you're really gonna sit here and lie in my face and say that I'm crazy and what I'm feeling is not real and all of these things. And I just really appreciate him for not taking that approach. After I like was able to show him like that's not like what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and again, like, I feel like it takes a certain level of maturity to be able to do that. And again, that hasn't been my experience with men. I haven't experienced men who can be reflective. I'm not going to say he's always reflective, but for me, he did. And that's what speaks volumes. And so with that being said, everything that I thought, like I thought he was gonna ruin like my healing, but Brooklyn, like, and this is how I know he's a soulmate, because I believe soulmates like aid you in your growth. Like, Brooklyn never broke me down. He never made me feel like I was the problem the way my twin flame did, the way my like just karmic ex did. Like, Brooklyn, after dealing with Brooklyn again, like this real time, I feel so much better. He helped me feel better, more confident, more understanding, more open. I told you, like, when he hit me up, I was again just in my own, like, don't talk to me. I was very closed off. And I was hurt, you know, like I was healing. I was hurt. I was very hurt. And so Brooklyn brought me out of that like funk. He like took me out of the like gook of all of the like being devalued and being treated as if like what I'm asking for is too much. Like, when all I'm asking for is like honest communication and like shit like that. So I was really grateful for that experience. I ended up being very grateful that I did listen to my intuition, even though me and Brooklyn are not together. We're not going to be together because Brooklyn's life is not in alignment. Like, did I tell y'all Brooklyn is back in prison? Okay, so that's not what I want for myself. But again, upon finishing the year and having to close these chapters and I've really had to process all of these things that have happened. And in the moment of me dealing with Brooklyn, right, like I didn't know. Again, like I was scared. I had to actually go through it to see what was the point. Because the whole time I'm in it, I'm like, God, why do you want me here? You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to fight it. I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't think this is a good idea. But I had to go through it. I literally had to go through it. I had to lose it. I had to let it go to see, like, you needed that. You needed to see a man be a man. I hadn't, let me tell you something, okay? You needed to see what it looks like when a man is a man. And when a man loves you, like, when a man loves you, like, how he'll move the mountains. The mountains will be moved. He won't have a penny to his name, but the mountain is going to be moved. The movers will be there. Like, I had to see that because I had no faith in the idea that, like, a man could love me for real anymore. I'm like, that's crazy. Who's thinking that? Who's really thinking that? And I still feel that way, right? Like, but I think now I'm more open to the idea of it. Like before it was like, I'm like so closed off to, I just don't talk to me. And now I'm like, I can't wait to talk to the boy. Talk to me, boys. Y'all better talk to me. Like, I can't wait to talk to the boys. But so boom, I needed that from Brooklyn. I needed that. Now the third connection I want to talk about is my best friend. And this one is going to be short because there's a lot of stuff that I don't want to say and I'm not going to say. But what I will say is that my best friend played a significant role in me seeing what it's like to have a man love you as well. But I think what rings a little louder for me is, and I know this is weird because I'm saying my best friend and we're talking about romantic relationships, but that's the thing. Like, my best friend is a guy, and we're not best friends anymore. Well, he's my best friend for the rest of my life, but I had to learn what it means to truly be like out of alignment with someone. And I feel like I learned that with my best friend. Like, I had to learn how to set a boundary even when it feels like there's no harm. What my best friend taught me was how to be honest with myself. I had to navigate platonic, romantic, I don't know what emotions in that connection. And I don't think it was ever meant for us to actually be together. I think it was meant for us to be friends, but I do think it was meant for us to be significant roles in each other's lives, to show each other things about the opposite sex. Like, we had to like learn through each other, I feel. But yeah, like, I love my best friend. Like, my best friend, and I feel like we just are out of alignment. And I feel like there are certain, like, for my birthday, first of all, like, shout out to my best friend, because I wasn't even going to celebrate my birthday because I was so overwhelmed with what was going on with Brooklyn going back to prison and da-da-da-da. Because that all happened, like, right on my birthday. Like, him going back to prison and shit like that. So my best friend's like, absolutely the fuck not. Like, we're going, you're turning up. Like, my best friend is a move mountains, like, type of person when it comes to me. And so, like, it was hard to say, like, I can't be friends with you anymore. But I had to be honest with myself just about, like, what our friendship like what it was. And on this trip he did express some things to me like that I was surprised to hear, and it just made me feel confused. And again, like, I needed to be honest with myself, and I just felt like my honesty and his honesty were not in alignment. And it just feels like we can't do this. Like, we can't not be on the same page anymore. I can't keep being in this friendship and we're not on the same page. And it feels like you don't want to be on the same page. It feels like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And I do feel like I feel a little slighted. Like, there are some things that I've been like, yeah, it just put me in a space where like the taste in my mouth is like sour. Like, I don't know how to feel because of just so many years of avoidance. And so I had to be the one to be like, I can't ever fuck with you again because this is weird. And making those type of decisions are heartbreaking. Like, but the reality is that I know that he can't come to my next chapter not the way we are here. Like, I don't want to say too much, but it just was a real conflict of interest, or I don't know. It couldn't work anymore. And it wasn't anything that it's like he did this and he betrayed me. So, you know, it's hard to say that, like, because it's hard to like cut off somebody who actually didn't really do anything. It just is what it is. Like, you get what I'm saying? So my heart was broken in so many pieces, in so many ways at the end of 2025. Now, let me get back to Twinflame, because Twinflame came back in 2025, and that's why I started talking about Brooklyn. Brooklyn got me so hot, and I went karmic. I text Twinflame, Burna Boy. I was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I was so hot. Like, woo! So hot. Like, thank God. Like, I text him, and like, we never linked. We never linked. Like, I didn't want that for real. I just needed to feel like I was doing something. If I'm being very honest, Brooklyn got me so mad. Like, it got me to the point where I'm like, I can't kill him. So, like, you get, like, that hot, bro. We didn't link. And we didn't speak again for like another 3 weeks. And then he texts me and he's like, yo, da 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 da. So, boom. It might have been more than 3 weeks. It may have been a long time. But when he did hit me up, we didn't link again. He was like, come over, come to my crib. I got a rooftop and we could drink on the rooftop, da 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 da. I'm like, no, I'm not coming. But then, fast forward a few more weeks or months even, maybe. My phone rings at like 12 a.m. Twinflame was like, Shabri, I'm getting a divorce. Can I come sleep on your couch? So, bitch, you know me, I'm like, putting on my robe. What? A divorce? That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would you be calling me? He's like, she's seen our text messages. So I let him come over because I wanted the tea. I did. I was like, I need to know everything. And I love how God is giving me a front row seat. God is giving me a front row seat to the demise of my demise. So wait, what happened? So yeah, so I let him come over, I got the tea, and basically he like starts telling me about everything. He kind of just like spills. It was like he couldn't wait to talk, to be honest. But yeah, so I basically just received the information, and I don't know, like I feel like that was it, like for me. And not that I was like intending for it to ever be anything more. Like I swear to God, like I was like done with him. Like I let him come over because it was my fault. I did send a text that his wife saw. Did I say that to you guys already? He was like, my wife saw our text. I'm like, oh Lord, these Nigerians about to be doing voodoo and shit. But no. I did feel bad, even though we never linked or anything. I feel like it just set off a whole bunch of drama in his life. Obviously, he called me talking about he's getting a damn divorce. So, oh my gosh, something is in my eye. So, I let him come for the one night, but after that, I'm like, nah, you gotta go. Like, I don't even want to be bothered with nobody. What don't y'all understand? Like, y'all keep calling me, and like I don't even want to be bothered. So yeah, just getting back to who I used to be, who I want to be, the person that I feel I've always been meant to be. I feel like I'm just like stepping on my purpose now and really just doing my thing, you know. So yeah, that was my twin flame journey, and I feel like really what I wanted to highlight was like what I was saying before about like the difference between like and what like love, like just learning like love, like what love is, what love looks like, and then what like fucking emotional abuse looks like and narcissism looks like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, especially because of my life's work, like it's one thing, again, like I started to read into like talk about it and like, oh, this person's a narcissist, I have the devil on the table. And it's another thing to have a narcissist in your face. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing to get lost in the philosophy and the theory and in the big words, and it's another thing to be experiencing your life, to be present for your every moment. So yeah, that's where I was at. That's what I was doing. I'm excited to keep talking with you guys. I am excited to start doing tarot again. I actually miss tarot. Yeah, like I've been patiently waiting to be able to like come back and do what I feel like God is asking me to do. So yeah, this is the beginning of a lot more of our little talks. I'm going to be talking to you guys about a lot of stuff because again, like I said, I've experienced so much in the last 10 years, in the last 4 years, you know, like 3, did I say 3? When did 5? The last 5 years, 2021 is when I had my breakdown. So yeah, in the last 5 years. All right, y'all. Thanks for being here. Comment down below with all of your questions and stuff. Actually, yeah, ask questions, talk to me, comment down below, let me know what y'all want. Like if y'all have any questions about like the different connections and or just whatever, the characters and my feelings, let me know. And hopefully I'll be able to answer them in the next video that I do for you guys. All right, love you.